The Ukraine war has acquired a new dynamic, even as it turns more intense, more devastating, and spreads more havoc. A new pattern is taking shape on the front lines between Russia and Ukraine. Both sides are paying the heaviest price in blood and tears as they fight for land. Territory which will become bargaining chips when the ceasefire talks begin. And as we edge closer to the anticipated ceasefire talks in November, Ukraine is locked in desperate race battles for land. These offensive maneuvers, at the cost of young lives, are the cynical games of politicians and generals seeking to better their own future by sacrificing the young to gain leverage at the negotiating table. Let's first tell you what has happened today and at what stage have the two countries really reached in their quest for control over territories. As per reports, a Russian barrage of missile and drone attacks once again struck Ukraine, marking the third such strike in just 4 days. According to Ukraine's Air Force, 5 missiles, 74 Shahed drones were fired at Ukrainian targets. Ukraine's air defenses managed to intercept 2 of those missiles and down 60 drones, and the remaining 14 fell close to their targets. Now, this is as per Ukraine's Air Force. According to reports, Russian drones damaged civilian infrastructure in the capital Kiev and in Kupiansk. A Russian guided bomb attack injured at least 14 people and claimed several lives. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed fatalities, but the country is yet to release a precise number. And the attack, by the way, also reportedly left the city hall in ruins. The situation was no different in Kryvyi Rih, which is Zelensky's hometown, by the way, where a missile strike injured 8 people. In a small village near the front lines, a family of 4 was reportedly killed when their home was hit by a Russian-guided bomb. Shifting focus to Donetsk, in Chasiv, 2 people were killed in separate attacks that also damaged over a dozen homes. As per reports in Russian media, Russian forces captured Komishivka in the Donetsk region. Meanwhile, there were reports of fierce fighting in at least 14 locations near Pokrovsk, a crucial city for Ukraine that could very well determine the fate of eastern Ukraine. But it's not just Ukraine under fire. Russia has also come under attack on Thursday. Ukraine's military said it had attacked an artillery depot in the Russian region of Voronezh and 2 oil storage facilities in Russia. In the southern Rostov region, a Ukrainian drone strike set an oil depot ablaze. Another Ukrainian drone attack sparked a fire at an oil depot in Kotelnich, a city located over 1,500 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, deep into Russian territory, 1,500 kilometers. In the month of May, Ukraine had carried out a similar strike located nearly 1,500 kilometers inside Russian territory, the furthest distance the country has struck so far. And in the same month, Ukraine had also hit Moscow, located nearly 850 kilometers away. So back to our original question. Where does all of this leave us? Who is winning? Who is losing? What's going on? And most importantly, who stands to gain from all this chaos? Ukraine now claims control of 100 Russian settlements and nearly 1,300 square kilometers of Russian territory since the start of the incursion into Kursk 3 weeks ago. Meanwhile, Russia's assault on Pokrovsk has left the fate of eastern Ukraine hanging by a thread. Let's just dissect these developments for you. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky admitted that the situation in Pokrovsk and other areas in Donetsk is extremely difficult. As per reports, the Russian forces have concentrated significant efforts and resources there, posing a grave threat to Ukrainian defenses.
There was a report by the Commander-in-Chief. The situation at Pokrovsky and other areas in Donetsk region are extremely difficult. Key Russian efforts and a great number of forces are concentrated there. And it is very, very important now, the stability of each of our divisions and our ability to destroy the occupier.
As you just heard Zelensky saying that the stability of each Ukrainian division is crucial to destroying the occupier. But with Russia controlling about 40% of Chasiv Yar, the situation is precarious to say the least. The town's elevated position gives the Russian forces a tactical advantage that could allow them to strike deeper into Donetsk Oblast. If Russia fully captures Chasiv Yar, it could open the door to further advances into Kostyantynivka and even the larger city of Kramatorsk. The timing of these offensives is also too coincidental to ignore. With ceasefire talks expected in November, both countries appear desperate to secure as much territory as possible, in the process setting new boundaries of war before sitting down at the negotiating table. On the paper, it's a classic power play, one that could determine the terms of any potential peace agreement. And experts have said that Russia's focus on capturing key areas like Chasiv Yar and Pokrovsk suggests that they are not just interested in holding ground, they want to dominate the negotiations. By seizing these strategic locations, Russia could strengthen its position, forcing Ukraine to make concessions. On the other hand, Ukraine's recent territorial gains in Kursk indicate that they are hoping to have some leverage on their end as well, even if it means striking deep into Russian territory. As both sides dig in, the prospect of a meaningful ceasefire grows dimmer. The thing is, the longer this war drags on, the more entrenched the positions become, increasing the prospect of miscalculation and making it harder to reach a compromise. As this war is being fought on the battlefield or in the minds of the negotiators, it is clear that the real question isn't who will win or lose on the battlefield, but who will emerge victorious at the negotiating table. And with so much at stake, the war for bargaining power is far from over. The coming days, weeks, months may just determine the future of this entire conflict. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.